Now let's review some DDoS mitigation techniques that are provided by Google Cloud Platform. When you build an application on your on-premise infrastructure, you're responsible for your entire stack security, from the physical security of the hardware and the premises in which they are housed, through to the encryption of the data on the disk, the integrity of your network, and all the way up to securing the content stored in those applications. Because of its scale, Google can deliver a higher level of security at these layers than most of our customers could afford to do on their own. Creating secure applications requires a multifaceted approach which has been customized to fit your business need, vulnerabilities and resources. Properly understanding the different options available when facing a DDoS attack can help your organization create a plan to minimize the impacts of an attack. Let's look at these generalized strategies in more detail and discuss how GCP helps you implement them within our secure infrastructure. First, we can leverage Google's load balancer. We can reduce the network attack surface. We can isolate internal traffic. We can use Cloud CDN, and we can use API management and monitoring. Leveraging the Google Cloud Armor Defense service can give you a feel for some techniques to help mitigate DDoS attacks on GCP. Now let's discuss each one in more detail. The GCP load balancer provides built-in defense against infrastructure DDoS attacks. No additional configuration is needed. Placing a load balancer in front of your services will filter known bad traffic streams before they reach your resources. GCP offers transport layer 4, e.g. UDP or TCP, and application layer 7, e.g. HTTP or HTTPS, load balancing. The layer 4 load balancers automatically protect against things like UDP floods and TCP SYN floods. The layer 7 load balancers provide layer 4 protections plus protection from connection-based attacks such as slow LoRaWAN. The GCP load balancers leverage Google's global DOS mitigation service. If the system detects an attack, it will automatically configure the load balancers to drop or throttle traffic. Reduce attack surface means reducing how much exposure your VM has to the internet. You should host compute engine resources that require network communications on the same VPC network. If the resources aren't related and don't require network communication among themselves, consider hosting them on a different VPC network. For most applications implemented in GCP, Google also recommends creating a separate subnet within a network for each tier of the application. For example, web front-end, service layer, and database backend. This is because subnetting is a convenient way to implement inter-network firewall restrictions. You can also control individual ingress and egress traffic for compute resources using firewall rules. Be sure you are blocking both unused ports as well as unwanted sources. Remember, if you can use firewall tags and service accounts to help control which targets firewall rules apply to, that would be beneficial. It is also important to ensure you restrict external traffic within your VPCs. Virtual machines should not be given public IP addresses unnecessarily. Even if you need to connect to the VM from the internet, leveraging solutions such as a Bastion host can help restrict the internal traffic. You can also connect to your on-premise network with a VPC network using VPN, IPsec tunnels, or dedicated interconnect. Google Cloud's Content Delivery Network, or CDN, is used to cache web content at over 90 edge locations or points of presence, POPs, across the globe. Cloud CDN provides very similar protection as the Google load balancer, plus requests for your content is routed to Google's POPs rather than your resources, which allows our resilient infrastructure to absorb attacks at the edge of Google's network. This also naturally reduces the load on your network origins even when there are no attacks. For IT, network and DevOps teams, allowing access to back-end services is often required to facilitate interactions between applications, services, customers, and business partners. This access can also introduce vulnerabilities and challenges. Putting an API gateway or API management in front of your back-end services can help prevent denial of service attacks by throttling requests to limit the number of requests per client. controlling access to APIs from a single centralized location, and the ability to monitor and track all API usage. In Google Cloud Platform, there are two options for implementing API management: Cloud Endpoints and Apigee.